What up, everybody? Another episode of Sports and Layers. Your boy Dell here rocking the Steph Curry jersey. So I got that Cali greatness on today. And we got TG and Darian here, the usuals. We're gonna deep dive into running backs, right? We see TG rocking the Celtics hoodie, tried and true. So yeah, the hot topic, which we actually discussed last week. We started touching on this last week, and then I don't know about y'all. It seemed like every major news station just happened to like focus on it that following week. Not calling us trendsetters. Obviously, we don't have the platform or the followers, but
Heard it here first.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like we be kind of like on the topics a little bit ahead of other people. This is like kind of similar to the whole international ball versus USA. I don't know if you're seeing more of that talk out there, especially with Gilbert Arenas going crazy, disrespecting the European players. That's a slightly different topic we could probably dive into, but today we wanted to talk about just the state of the running back. And so I'll kind of open the floor. I'll just give an intro sentence or two. Like, the running backs are not getting paid like the other positions. You know, we live in a world where there's appreciation and things go up in value and things become more expensive. Here comes Rick. And so one of the posts that was put out there, I'll just mention this post and then y'all can take it from there. I'm sure Rick has plenty to say. But to me, the craziest post was about the tags 2015 and now. So it's like tags 2015, 18.5 mil. Now 32.5 mil. That's almost double. Wide receiver tag 12.8 mil. Now 19.7 mil. Again, almost double. Running back tag. Again, these are 2015 tags, 10.9 mil. Now it's 10.1 mil. The only one to go down out of those skilled positions. So what do y'all think is going on here?
Simple economics. The running back position is kind of basically a dime a dozen. When you truly, and I'll go to what D always said. Like, when there's a team that's a running team and they're led by a running back, you're usually front running. If you look at teams like the Titans, you look at teams like the Ravens, when they get them big deficits, it's really cooked for them. They're not coming back. You get them by 14, 21, it's over. If you do that to the Chiefs, you're still waiting for the fourth quarter to say 0 because you're afraid because they have a passing attack. So I look at the position and it basically also, like, when you can get players to replicate, you know, who that player is, an injury, like you guys said last week. D said Allison Madison can do what Cook did. And, you know, and there are games that showed that last year when Cook was out. So I don't know. You look at it and say, why should I pay this player X, Y, and Z when I can draft a player in the 4th round and I can continue to keep doing it?
Just on the Dalvin Cook, can I ask a question? Like, teams don't care about a guy that comes back from a torn ACL and gives you damn near 1,200 yards and over 10. Like, teams don't care.
You said it. You said it.
Dalvin Cook tore his ACL.
He's already damaged. He's damaged.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, he tore his ACL before this year. Like, he came back from injury and ball. Like, I thought
Dalvin Cook's injury was more his shoulder. I thought that was his injury.
No, he had an ACL too.
He had an ACL too. Damn. So he has a crazy injury history. Then
he's damaged.
He definitely does.
No, the question isn't about not paying them. It's about what they feel like they should get. And sadly, you know, if you look at the Super Bowl winning, you know, teams, I mean, last year Isaiah Pacheco was a 7th round draft pick.
He was a 7th round draft pick?
Yeah, he was.
Damn. Yeah.
Wow. And he beat out Clyde Edwards. But I mean, the thing is, though, the question is like, I think the media, everybody's saying it. Yeah, you don't want to pay a running back. You don't want to pay a running back. But the running backs want to get paid, and they're not reporting, and dudes aren't signing their tags. So it's like, who's going to blink first? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, if
they don't have any leverage. What leverage do they have?
I mean, TG, if the backup running back comes and performs,
then
really
that's
don't got no
right.
leverage.
Like think about Lev Bell, right? That's a good point. Think about Lev Bell. After he sat out, that's when James Conner really like became James Conner.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And then James Conner's been a starting running back ever since. But I mean,
that's what is gonna happen.
if you're a running back though, my fault, Rick. If you're a running back though, if you're trying to get paid, if you look at the running backs that have been paid, it's all after your third year. Christian McCaffrey, look at Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
look at Ezekiel Elliott. Look at
0-3.
If you don't get paid after your third year, you're not getting a contract. It's not happening. Like if you're a running back, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, you have to hold out. After year 3, you have to hold out.
After year 3, like if you're gonna get any sort of like meaningful contract, that's kind of how the history of the league is going. Because like I think right now Saquon, they're saying the guaranteed money is like 14 million
for this year.
So like his annual salary is 10 million, right? But you know how NFL salaries is all like it's all about the guarantees.
Yeah.
I was watching Speak, right, on FS1 or whatever.
It's a good show.
And they were basically saying like his guaranteed, the total guarantees in his contract. So basically Miles Sanders got a 4-year, $25 million deal from
Panthers?
Carolina.
From Carolina, right? But I think he has 13 million guaranteed on that deal. Saquon was offered a similar deal.
Wow.
I mean, these are clearly getting 10x guaranteed.
I don't think it was 4. I don't think the years was the same, but the guarantees was the same. It might have been like a 3-year, 27,
100 mil and another. That's
but
crazy.
it was like 14 million guaranteed, which is some bullshit. Like it puts the player in like a Saquon can accept that. You know what I mean? He can't. Like they so it's like he has to kind of take the tag, get that guaranteed 10 million this year. But then looking at Saquon, he's already an injury kind of prone player.
Right.
It's like he's not gonna go into this year ready to really be 100%. You know what I mean? Like
how can you you don't have that security. Right. So you're playing like, well, at least you can't play football timid. There's no way in the world to do that. But how can you play with full confidence knowing that at any moment it's a wrap? Like you're done,
And he's a running back.
Running back, yeah.
Right. Like
so it's more likely to happen.
The thing about Saquon, he got hurt after year 3. That was his issue. Like his ill years were like his rookie year and his 4th year. So he had to play those years out. You know what I mean? Like a dude like Zeke, dude like Christian, even Todd Gurley, them dudes literally their first couple years, mad healthy. So they balled out, got that contract, and then dudes started falling apart. Look at Christian McCaffrey. After getting that contract, dude, what did he play like 6 games a season with Carolina?
He tore his ATL after, right? Or no?
Nah, Christian had soft tissue injuries, like hamstrings, and like Christian honestly hasn't had any like knees or anything like that.
Oh, that's good.
So like he could still be good, honestly. Like he's only 27. He could still be good, but dudes like,
what's the name? He's Kamara. If there was a time to be getting suspended, the time wouldn't be now.
Damn.
The Saints already drafted a running back in the 3rd round. They're preparing to cut bait with him after this year.
Wow. Wait, they suspended him? Is he suspended right now?
I think he got in trouble for that Vegas incident.
Didn't he plead? He pled guilty, right? Didn't he plead guilty to that?
Yeah. He has to pay a fine.
Let's see. Damn, he's also 27, yo.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel like 27 and under. It's starting to feel like 27, 28, 29 is the peak rather than 30. It's crazy.
Yo, it's crazy because that used to be 30, 31. That used to be when, running backs used to become that journeyman, type. Now it seems like it's coming early and it's just wild. Like, it's just like,
yo, are we ever gonna see like another Frank Gore, a dude playing at 35 at running back and still balling?
If he'll play for pennies, yeah, probably.
Right.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that he's gonna have to pay for pennies.
Yeah. To take fucking concussions every fucking week. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what you want to do. Yeah.
Right. Crazy.
What I don't like is when the league or the team start blackballing dudes. So like when I looked up Dalvin Cook, y'all know the first thing I see about this man? It's not free agent running back. It's all these now. Yeah, him paying $1 million hush money to his girlfriend to clear of like abuse charges.
Right.
Just like, why is this the first thing that pops up? And it was like he was hit with a lawsuit in 2021. And it's just like, why would this be coming up right now? You know what I mean? Like when the dude is clearly trying to get paid, get a job, like this is what teams are doing. I don't like it.
I think that was Eckler was mentioning. You saw Eckler's comments? Austin Eckler. He basically was saying how, I guess, what was it last year, Rick? They were trying to move him, or they didn't want to pay him, basically. In summary, they didn't want to pay him, but I guess they were seeking a lot of trade compensation for him. So it's like, I'm clearly worth a lot, but y'all don't want to pay me. But like, how does that? You can't have it both ways. Like,
yeah,
like
that's exactly what it is. That they're having it both ways. It's like, oh, you want to trade for him? Give me a first round pick. Give me a new deal. Give me a new deal. No, we're not. You signed a contract where you need to honor it, or we're not going to give you a bump in pay. And they're just like, what sense does that make? Especially with team.
He had said something about he thinks that like owners are like colluding to like not pay these back.
But on that point about the owners colluding, like this was like in the CBA, right? Like the players agreed to all of this. They agreed to being tagged. They agreed to like all of this was, like agreed upon, right? They got to wait another 10 years to the next CBA and then redo it. Like they agreed to the practices and literally everything. They agreed to the 17
But how can anybody be, running back centric? You know what I mean? Like you can look at, centers and you can sit there and say they're underpaid, for what they got to go through. They're in the trenches.
Right.
And
safety.
You can't
ain't nobody crying about safety, bread. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you look at the CBA, you can't go to the CBA and say, oh yeah, we have to change this for just running backs.
Right.
Like a half an hour.
Like I think every negotiation is a case by case, like,
Yeah, that's what it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be in the and when you get your new contract, you're gonna have to, go up front. Like, let me get my bread up front. Like, I want real dollars. Don't give me a phony contract like you were saying, like that Miles Sanders, where it's literally 4 for 13. And maybe not 4 for 13, it's basically like 2 for 13 instead of
literally
looking like 4 for 25.
Right.
That's basically
what
it is.
Funny money, but
you're
only guaranteed that little portion.
Yeah, so it's like, you're guaranteed, like, no, and from a back, it's gonna be, I want to be guaranteed 4 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to be guaranteed these 4 years. Like, no, you're not gonna sign me to a 4-year, 5-year contract, and it looks like it's basically a 2-year deal, because then after year 2, you can cut me and walk away. And who knows what my state is going to be as far as in injury wise.
like the game plan going forward for new running backs coming into the league, number one, you're gonna have to be able to play on 3 downs. You gotta be able to pass protect. If you can't get on the field, right? You gotta be able to run between the tackles. You gotta be able to catch the ball. After you can do that, you gotta stay healthy your first at least 2 seasons, 3 seasons, hopefully. You do that shit, hold out, because hopefully you'll still be young enough. You know what I'm saying? Because like honestly, I feel like teams could call these dudes bluff, but the running backs are still young enough that like in recent history, the teams do cave and pay him. Like, dude, Zeke got paid 90 mil as a running back, right? Wasn't it like a 5-year, something ridiculous contract?
That was like the last big contract, honestly.
Like his shit was ridiculous, dude. What the Cowboys like, like they went cooked with what they were paying their guys.
I mean, he earned it though.
I mean, he did earn it, but like 90 mil for a running back, like even as a fan, I think that's cooked, but whatever. I mean,
so I guess my question, and it's crazy. So I'm looking at like the top ranked by Maurice Jones, MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, his top ranked running backs from last year. And it's just like, you could tell how much reception yards are valued. Like obviously Christian McCaffrey's number one, but he only had 244 rushes and 1,100 yards, but he had 85 catches, 740 yards. And then number two is Eckler. He didn't even have 1,000 yards rushing, but 900 on the ground, 700 receiving. The leader, Josh Jacobs, is ranked third with 1,650 rushing yards and 400.
1,650?
Yeah, it's crazy. But he
didn't. And they don't want to pay him. No, he's like 25. Yo, wait, he has 1,650.
1,653, and then behind him is Derrick Henry, 1,500. But their reception yards are like 400, and then they both have 0 reception touchdowns.
How you doing? How are you? I'm doing yourself.
So I don't know. I guess that leads to my question: like, their owners on the running backs right now to hold out, or like, how do they? What's their remedy?
I was muted. My bad. To TG's point about Jacobs, yeah. So I was looking at. They were showing a stat. Basically, they ran him into the ground last year. Josh Jacobs, if you look at his carries for his first 3 seasons, I think it was in like I don't think he had gone over like, I don't have the stats in front of me now, but I don't think he had went over 250 carries his first 3 years. And then last year he had 340 carries. So they basically said, we're going to run you into the ground before we pay you, if we pay you, which obviously they didn't. So
DeMarco Murray.
I was literally about to say his name.
Wow, yeah.
Murray. So it's like a similar situation to that. And look what happened with him.
Josh Jacobs, the thing about Josh Jacobs is I blame his agent. Because like Josh Jacobs, he's been pretty good his whole career. He hasn't really been hurt like that. How come he hasn't been paid after he's played a player like that, first round pick shouldn't be playing out his freaking contract. I blame his agent, dude. Like he should have been paid.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that this is a new, because like with Dalvin Cook being cut after like at 27 when, usually, like I said before, it's usually around the early 30s when you finally get cut. Like maybe when his day was up, whatever, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 years left on it, that's when he finally be at the crossroads. Now it's a new NFL, especially with the running backs. I mean, I think agents have to pay attention. It's like, what TV said, like you have to sit out. But teams are going to basically do, if they draft a running back in the first round, they're going to tag you. They're going to, first off, you get that 5th-year tag because whatever your first round pick, and then you get that franchise tag. They're gonna do that. All right, boom. I'm gonna do it again. Recycle, and that's basically what it's gonna be. I mean,
but Rick, look at Ezekiel Elliott. Look at Christian McCaffrey. Look at these players, bro. The teams never had an opportunity to tag these niggas because they made them get paid after year 3. Zeke never got tagged. You know
I'm saying like I mean, but the problem though is that
like that's the only loophole that the running back has, honestly.
Yeah, but then also with the new CBA, they made it like the fines much harder. And I don't think that you can do that.
That's
whole
another thing, right?
We're going to
True.
take away the fines. We're going to take away the fines as well. Teams used to, do that. Oh, they'll, renege on the fines. Like now they're not. They're like, you get a fine. That's your fine, and they penalize you. I mean, some players can do what they call a hold-in, which is report to camp and then say, "Oh, my hammy isn't, working or whatever the case is." You can find ways around it, but they definitely holdouts. They definitely are they find it heavy for those.
Damn, and then you're coming in as a running back. If you're not like a, top 10 pick, like a, Saquon or like a freaking McCaffrey or one of them dudes, what's your rookie contract anyway? Can they even really afford, to really pull that whole hold out, hold in, whatever thing?
Yeah.
Like, can they pull that off? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
If they get fined and all that, like it's tough, man. It's tough, yo.
I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, you can argue he screwed himself. Because, he came in as a seventh round money. I mean, down if you want to pull up his contract.
That's
but seventh round.
Point. He can't sit up.
And I want to say that he's like 23, 24.
Is he? So he's a little older.
Yeah. So when that deal's up in 3 years, after KC ran him.
My fault. It's 4 years, 3.7 mil. Like what?
What's the yearly breakdown?
So I will read you the little blurb. Isaiah Pacheco signed a 4-year, 3.7 mil contract with KC, including 70 or 80,000 signing bonus, 79,000 guaranteed, and an average annual salary of 900,000. He earns a base salary of 870 while having a cap hit of like 890 and a dead cap value of 60,000.
I'm surprised he's even getting that.
That's before taxes.
All right. So
for a 7th rounder, running back, I'm surprised he's even getting that. Honestly,
I mean that's ridiculous, man.
It's ridiculous though. But
run.
That's for 4 years too,
bro. 80,000 guaranteed, and you're a running back, bro. Come on, man.
He screwed him. No, so basically,
Deshaun Watson got what 230 guaranteed, bro. Come on.
Okay, so basically, what happened is that he screwed himself because now when he gets older and it's time for his contract, he's gonna be 27, and they're gonna be like, he's always gonna miss that big payday unless he holds out.
You're right. He can't, like, think about it. He just played his rookie year, right? If he is 24 or whatever, going into his second year, he has to stay healthy, ball again. Then go into his third year. What is he? 25, ball again. Now at 26 is when he can do this whole holdout thing. At that point, the Chiefs are going to draft a running back by then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
He's gonna be, dude, he might just get out the league with 3 years of 80 grand, right? Is that what he's guaranteed? What if that's crazy?
Might as well be an accountant, bro.
For 3 years, and that's
better off being an accountant, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't gotta be punished.
Oh man.
Yeah, analyst.
I hope he does good with his money. That's wild.
And so that kind of circles back to my question a little, which is like, what's the remedy? Like, do the guys have to hold out? Do the best running backs have to say collectively, yo, we can't play on these contracts, we gotta hold out? Like, is there a way they can fight back, or are they just hopeless right now?
What was one solution we were saying? Ultimately get rid of the franchise tag.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how realistic is.
That's like another 10 years away, though.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a thing. Here's my issue with it. When you get rid of the franchise tag, like I said, we talked about the draft, and I always say you never take a running back in the first round. It's going to be the same thing on open market. Basically, all the money is going to go to the receivers, quarterbacks, whoever can't get franchised. So they're not going to. I just think that they're not going to, on the open market. They're not going to value a running back. I just think that they're going to look at it and say, "Oh, you may have one team that says, okay, cool, but I don't think it's gonna do. I just think that the market is what it is for a running back, and I'm not sure what remedy is to change it. Like the only thing that I can see is three after 3 years.
What do you mean after 3 years?
Yeah, hold out. You know, that's gonna be it. And if you're a 7th round pick or whatever, you undrafted guy, you're gonna have to just save your money. You know, save your money, have plans in place. The kids that are in college now, if you're a running back, start saving some of that NIL money and understand what you're gonna have to do to fight. Because
that is great point. Yep.
Yeah, but I just don't think that going to the market, I'm not sure that that's gonna remedy it, because players are gonna, some players they're gonna.
The market is not that you what it tells you what it, regardless of whatever. The market is always gonna.
The market dictate. Is what it is.
Yeah,
you're better off holding out and trying to get that back from your current team.
Right. We didn't mention this. Zeke got paid, but he held out, and I feel like he held out. Like, was it back-to-back seasons? He had a holdout thing going on.
I think he had one, and he just held out.
Yeah, until he got that.
Definitely had one that he held out, and then he got the 90.
And I know that the teams are worried, with that, because the Rams paid Todd Gurley too early, and he never even played on the next contract, and they have money on the books.
Wow.
If you look at this, honestly, look at the data of after you pay those running backs, what the return on investment for those teams was.
I mean,
wasn't good.
Got to the Super Bowl with Gurley, though, right? That's the one they lost against Brady.
But was that after he got the contract?
Yeah, he had the contract then. But he was
at least they got one good year out of him, and then
they lost.
And then he was done after that.
They didn't even win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, that Super Bowl was 13-6, right? That was like
3.
One of the lowest scoring Super Bowls.
It was 3, yep, 13-3.
13-3, right? So, yeah,
right. I mean, McCaffrey, after they paid him, what he got, 64, whatever he got, mil, whatever he got, dude. After they paid him, average the next 2 seasons, 6 games. Teams didn't even make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And then they trade him. It's like they didn't get nothing for him after his contract. But like, if I'm the Giants, man, like offering this man Saquon $14 million is absolutely disrespectful. I think they can definitely do better. Even if you offer him 2 franchise tags guaranteed. Even if you don't start there, you know what I mean? Offer him 2.
Like for this year and next year,
you don't give him the franchise tag guaranteed this year, 10 million, all of it. You know what I'm saying? So what you mean? You're gonna give him next season 4 million? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, give the man two franchise tags guaranteed.
Play till you get hurt.
And then give him like another fluff of another 10 mil of fluff fake money. Call it a 3-year, 30 mil, 20 mil guaranteed.
Mixon aren't helping. You know what I mean? Like you're restructuring your contract to take less. I don't know if it was a threat to like lose. And granted, he's on a winning team, so I'm sure there's a lot more money that comes from going into playoffs, being more well known. But like, I think the running backs they really got to stick together, honestly, because it's like Joe Mixon is arguably a top 15 running back, right? Like to have him cutting his money down to 4 mil, that doesn't help the market at all. That's kind of resetting it the other direction, the wrong direction.
Definitely.
It's kind of like to what you said about Dalvin Cook. Like some of these dudes have character issues and off the field issues. Like honestly, Joe Mixon was in danger of getting cut. It was more like either restructure your money or get cut, because he has some off the field. I think he has some legal stuff going on too. Honestly, like all these dudes got something going on. Yeah. If you dig into it, you'll see it. You know what I mean? But that's what's going on with there. Like if you're like that's the thing about Saquon. If you're a high character guy, no off the field, whatever, you know what I mean? You're a talented player. The thing about Saquon, if he would have stayed healthy, the system would have worked for him. He would have got paid. But his thing is he had the injuries, Like at that position, you're gonna have to be a super talent like Saquon. You're gonna have to be high character.
Any reason. They're looking for any reason.
Oh wow! So Joe Mixon, some of the I don't know if this is considered tea or not, but like first of all, going back to college, he
yeah, he has
at
a long.
Oklahoma, he was
punched the chick in the face, right, or something.
So I don't mean to lie. So he was suspended. He took what's called an Alford plea. When you don't admit that you're guilty, but you acknowledge the prosecution has enough evidence for a conviction. So you're basically saying you're guilty without saying you're guilty. He's got suspended a full season, and most recently he had he pled.
What was that for? Sorry, what was that incident though?
That was 2014 for a punch. I guess I was punching a girl in the face, accused of punching a woman.
That's
so yeah, and so
there was video of that too.
Damn, and aggravated menacing was recently. I don't know what that.
I remember that.
He pleaded not guilty. I don't know. Aggravated menacing? That sounds crazy.
These dudes are wild, bro. Like, dude, do you know what Alvin Kamara did, yo? Like, what his like? So Alvin Kamara, right? I guess when was it in, I don't know, Vegas or wherever, he was like somewhere, right, with his peoples or whatever, and I guess in the elevator they like beat up, they like assaulted some dude in the elevator, like beat him the fuck up, like broke his jaw, like literally, like they say they disfigured his face and all this, like I was like, what? And then there's audio of Alvin Kamara, like after the fact, bragging, like, yo, I connected with this dude's jaw so bad. Like, I broke this dude's jaw. It's wild, yo. Like, I'm like, bro, these dudes are ridiculous. Like, just like you're out on the town, just chilling. You're freaking superstar, millionaire, whatever. And you just in the elevator beating people up. Like, it's wild.
That's pretty crazy.
Like, imagine you're a fan. Oh shit, Alvin, dude, just stealing all your. You're like, what the fuck? These dudes are like,
come here, you don't be touching me. Blah, blah, blah.
They're like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like bipolar, like
Britney Spears and
crazy
shit.
dudes. Like,
Britney Spears can't be running up on. Oh, they was talking about that on the Cam Pod, the Paul Pierce episode too.
Oh, what'd they say?
Nah, he was. Oh man, it was like you gotta watch it. It's like in
what he posted.
You gotta,
I saw what he posted. I don't know if you follow their page, but they'll post little things because they posted like, "You're not hot no more." He don't even know who you are.
Nah, basically that's what it was. He was like, I don't know, like if Britney's fucked up like that, she might be fucked up, and she just needs to get back in the spotlight. Like I don't like. You gotta see it.
What happened with Britney Spears though? What'd she do? Like
the Wembanyama thing.
The Wembanyama thing? Like what?
So basically, I guess I don't know where they were. Where were they at?
I think they were in Vegas, honestly.
They were all at the
Vegas.
Summer League. So basically he's like surrounded by security. She goes up to him and tries to, like, I guess, tap him on the shoulder, and the security guard basically like smacks her.
Shit. He didn't know it was Britney Spears?
Nobody knew.
I think they cared, honestly.
They thought it was just some random blonde chick.
He's just protecting the #1 draft pick. Like, he's doing his job.
Exactly.
And she's just running up on him like she was.
But wouldn't Britney Spears be with her own entourage and shit? Like, she's not just a random chick just walking around. She's Britney fucking Spears.
She's not hot anymore, bro.
I think that's the whole point. She's not.
And like, he's 18, bro. He's 19. He don't know Britney Spears from 1990, 30 years ago.
No, I get he don't know her, but like you know what I mean? But it's Britney Spears. Like, the security guard don't notice. Like,
I mean,
she's people around. There should be commotion. Oh my God, Britney Spears. Nothing. She just, I just imagine that story just seems weird to me. Like, I just imagine, like, okay, Britney Spears literally just walking around Vegas, no commotion at all. Everyone thinks is a normal person. Walks up to Wembanyama.
Look up the video, TG, and all your questions will be answered.
All right,
there's video of it. That's it.
It's all caught on video. And then she like posts like a 1-page long Instagram post about all this stuff, and it's just like, shorty, you wasn't
salty.
It's a clout chase, honestly. I think it's a clout chase.
Wow, damn.
Yeah. So that's
interesting.
TG brought up a good topic earlier, though, the whole ESPN layoffs and like Shannon Sharpe. So have y'all seen what Stephen A. Smith has been saying? He's been kind of hyping up the potential for Sharpe to come to First Take.
That picked it on his podcast.
I saw it on Twitter recently. He said like, "Oh, he could pull up with a bottle of Henny for all I care." Like,
so I heard like a few weeks ago, he basically said he'll have Shannon on the show, but it wouldn't be like as a co-host. It'd be basically like like he'll be like a recurring regular. Is now what he's saying is that he wants him to be the host, to be a co-host, or like has that changed?
I don't know actually, because on his podcast he was saying, "Yo, I want Michael Irvin and Ryan Clark and fucking." He was listing mad names. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he likes people coming in and then like I kind of rotate in that next person. You know, like have like a different guest or something like that.
That's the gist I got, but I don't know if he's saying he wants him in a bigger capacity now. I don't.
Stephen A. sharing a spotlight with Shannon Sharpe. I don't know. Like Shannon Sharpe is like the most talented TV sports, analyst, free agent in the market right now. You might say Shannon Sharpe, maybe Jalen Rose, and like maybe Max Kellerman. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the free agents from dudes that got let go, I probably put those three. I mean, I like me some Keyshawn Johnson, but
those are the top guys.
I don't know, to answer these questions. I don't know that he's actually saying co-host. I think it is more like get him on First Take.
Okay.
Like, honestly, it's definitely entertaining when Michael Irvin is on there. I wish he could get clear of his legal issues.
What is up with these legal issues and these like ex-athletes?
This situation just seems cooked. Like,
what happened with
and there's video of his too. There's video of it.
Yeah. So like he was talking to some shorty in a hallway in like a public place. Was this in Vegas too?
Something like, but wasn't it like the conversation was like literally a minute long, right?
So the combo was quick. He's going back and forth with the shorty. He's kind of close to her, but he's not really like feeling on her. I think he got like I want to say it was sexual assault charges or something crazy like that.
Yeah, definitely sexual
and
assault.
Like everything's on tape. He's not like feeling on her or nothing. He might have leaned in to tap her once, like on the shoulder type of deal. So it seems like a stretch, but he's had to like. I think he got like $100 million from Hilton or something. I think he sued them successfully. And now he immediately lost his job at ESPN when rumors came out. Like not before anything was even found out.
Was proven. Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, he was good on First Take, man. He was one of the most entertaining, especially when they would have him in Dallas hyped up with
he was ill on First Take. Dude, NFL Network, he was all over TV. Like he was, you know what I mean? He did the game day, whatever, like Sunday morning, whatever stuff on. Yo, he was all over TV for football, you know what I mean? And like for literally like a 50-second conversation, like it's wild what's going on with these. Like, it's like you got to be careful out here, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he had a $100 million Marriott lawsuit. I
won that.
Let's replace it, Savannah. Let's see. I don't know if he won. They're breaking down the video in this article. I don't know if he won. Irvin, he refiled it against the Marriott. I guess it happened in Texas, and he moved the case from Texas to Arizona. He originally filed it in Texas. And the Marriott filed a motion to dismiss, claiming that the case didn't have jurisdiction in Texas. Okay, so I guess it all happened in Arizona. This probably was okay. I think this was around Super Bowl, but wow. So
this is awful. It's like, one day you're just like, you got your job, you're doing your thing, and literally like in your life is completely different in like 50 seconds.
Oh, you gotta be perfect. And because they're just waiting on your downfall.
So they can get a buck. It's all a money job. That's crazy.
So basically, like somebody just peeped, oh shit, that's Michael Irvin. Let me just
I don't know if it goes down that
what?
way, but I feel like once they start engaging and they know who you are, like you got to make sure you're around people you can trust when I mean, when you have means, because like you never know somebody's intention. Once they start feeling uncomfortable in their mind, they're like, well, I can, he's worth something. I could probably get something if I, stretch this out, whatever. I don't know.
Jeez, that's just scary, man.
So hopefully he gets back. So we spoke about the running backs. We spoke about the ESPN layoffs, which is kind of crazy. First of all, Jeff Van Gundy, I don't think he should have been laid off, man. He was like
that's another good one, true. If you put a top
personality,
5, like that's a good one.
I guess like maybe he was too critical of like ESPN or the NBA, and maybe that's why they wanted to go away from him. But it's like I like that criticism. Like he calls out the obvious, like, bro, we need another challenge rule. We need to fix the flopping. Like call out the areas that need improvement, and then improvement. It's always going to be something that can be improved. And he's saying what everybody else is thinking, honestly.
I think I seen something where they said like they're gonna replace him with JJ Redick or something like that.
You're considering JJ Redick, yeah.
Oh, so maybe they just want to get younger.
Like, with the old and with the new.
Right.
So they got a couple people they're looking at to replace him.
I think Doc Rivers, they said he's gonna be
Doc Rivers, Richard Jefferson, JJ Redick. But I thought, so Doc's not a coach right now? He didn't end up anywhere?
Nah.
Oh, wow.
If I'm Doc, yo, don't do TV, bro. Don't
really?
Don't do TV, man.
Wow. Why?
That's the beginning of the end, man. Stay in the business, man. Stay coaching.
I don't know if I want to keep coaching if I'm Doc Rivers, man. That's the thing.
You think it's a wrap for him?
I just like you've got
after that Philly, you can't come back from that.
Losses ever. Like you just had a chance with Embiid. Team. Like, what have you really done besides outside of having your superstar team that you brought to the finals twice and won one chip? Like, maybe consider a different path. Like he's always had a super talented team. And it's like he just doesn't get him over the hump, it seems.
He needs one more chip. He needs one more chip, man. Like he's an all-timer. Like he really is as a head coach. He's an all-timer.
I don't know.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
Nah, bro. He has the most 3-1 losses as an NBA artist.
Wow.
NBA history. Like,
okay.
This is a choke artist.
I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time, but he's got to be one of the best coaches of all time.
I don't know. There's too many teams. And he's like, he might be third or fourth tier. I mean, he's got a ring, right? But I would argue like someone like a Nick. What's the former Toronto coach's name?
Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse over Doc Rivers.
Yeah, I mean, he won a chip with a lesser talented team. I mean, he was success. He seems to be really good with player development. When you look at like a Pascal Siakam, who kind of came up under him. I've never seen Doc have maybe Maxey, but like it's rare that you see, and Maxey didn't hit all-star level. I feel like it's rare that you see a player develop and become like an all-star caliber.
Doc is more of a veteran.
Player. He's more like
guy. He's a veteran coach.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I would even say right now, Thing is looking better than him, the Nuggets head coach. Lakers daddy, what's his name?
Mike Malone.
Mike Malone. Man. He got more to prove for sure, but like the way he built that team, I mean, he was out there playing a rookie in the finals and he was getting good minutes from that rookie, honestly. But I feel like what he's done is set up his team to have good players where even if he's not playing them, they're making everybody better because of practice runs. You got Reggie Jackson as the opposing point guard. You know what I mean? And I think that has to pay off. But that's my thoughts on Rivers.
Definitely.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I was never a big Doc guy. I don't know. Like I've always felt like he was overrated. I was gonna say a tad overrated. He's not a bad coach, but he's overrated. Like you saying he's overrated isn't saying he's not good, but he's just overrated, I think.
Right.
Like, you know.
I think one more ring would solidify Doc as like, you know,
could be a different combo.
And kind of get him in that.
Totally different. If he wins it with a different team, totally different combo.
Yeah. So if I'm Doc, I'm not giving up. I'm still going for it. I still feel that, you know,
I get it.
I'm that guy. Like, if you look at it, I was a James Harden, you know, one less cooked James Harden game away from, you know, but
yeah, he's giving you 41 game and 13 the next. Yeah,
James Harden.
You were maybe a James Harden like weight loss program or something from advancing.
He was one James Harden cooked less game away from, you know, saving his job. But hey,
so your highs that high and your lows, that was crazy.
Right? In one series. That first game when it was like when Embiid didn't play and he dropped 45, I was like,
right. What? He dropped 40 twice in that series.
I was like, whoa, what the hell?
And then he dropped 10 and 13 or some shit.
Like 10.
Like what? Yeah, James Harden's just interesting. I don't know.
So I'm kind of glad it's us three on here because one of the things I was thinking about going over is the BLS fantasy football league. Because like we could use a little bit of the time on here, I think personally, to even just go over weekly reviews or whatever. And so like, I don't know, what are you guys thinking for the draft? So we just opened our league. We do Yahoo League. We've been in it since high school. Have you guys, it sounded like last time Dia didn't do any mock drafts. Do you guys have a certain strategy coming into this year, or like, what are y'all thinking?
Also, like, yo, who are y'all potential keepers? Like, you don't have to say who you're thinking about keeping, but like who's on your roster?
Year,
are we doing keepers?
I don't think we're doing keepers.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. Nah, wait, D, are we not doing keepers?
I think because new in the league.
I don't think so. Because that was coming. Well, you were back last year, right? Or is this your first year back?
This is my first year back.
Okay. Oh, that's so whack. If we're
not it wouldn't be fair then.
Nah, but like, what do you mean wouldn't be fair? It's not fair to us. Like, I'm sorry, Doc, but like you're coming into the league, you should take over whatever team you know you're coming into and pick from them. Like it's only fair we let you back into the league. I feel like we should have keepers. That makes no sense. Everybody can't get keepers because we let Dell into the league.
It's trash though. My roster that I'd have to work with is pretty trash. I'll say that because the dude literally came.
You're I'm sorry, but like you're coming into the league, right? So isn't that kind of? I mean,
nah, that's not an L you have to take. I get it. I would take the L. Trust me, I would take the L if that's what I had to do. I'd be like, all right, whatever. And then I probably just wouldn't keep a keeper, right?
Just don't keep a keeper.
But it's more like, I don't know. It's more I've been in your position before, TG, where I'm like, why are we not doing a keeper?
That's so whack. So next season we're gonna do keepers, but then what if somebody else wants to come into the league? And then we had a rule where the last person, are you gonna be a 1-year banishment or do you stay? Like, what are we doing all that for? So it's like every year we're rotating. So we just never do keepers then.
I like
we got to make a decision on that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
What's your thoughts on the voting topics, D?
So, as far as keepers, I've always kind of been indifferent, probably leaning towards no keepers. That's always been my feeling about that. And I mean, that's whether or not if I have a great keeper or not. Like I feel like I've been consistent on that take. What are the other voting? What else? What we voting
on? So there's the keeper vote. Then there's so the 1 year so the basically 1 year rotate out rule is something that Caho's come up with, and it was kind of based on like me coming in and trying to find the right way in. Like I wanted to take the last person's spot, but negotiated with Brian, not realizing Brian came in last after Constellation. So what Cahill, I think, saw from that, and he actually brought up some good points, is like the league could be more competitive if that last point is if that last spot is up for grabs and you have to battle through Constellation, because then everybody's going through week 16, and it low-key makes that semifinal match and that match for like last place almost just as entertaining. I think it's a way to make the league more competitive. And then obviously we'd only do it if we have an interested party kind of on the outside looking in.
What I was gonna say.
So it wouldn't be something that's guaranteed to happen every year. But those are the thoughts. And then TG could point out the cons. Julian pointed out some of the cons. Because what did he say? He was like, that's dumb for someone that been in this league so long and like lose their spot because they came in last. TG brought up the point around injuries. So like, which is a good point if you have bad luck with injuries. But I think if you have bad luck with injuries, that shouldn't translate into you coming into last overall through Constellation. Now, regular season, sure, but then you still got an extra couple weeks to like get it together. At some point, it comes down to management skill. And so I think just don't come in last. I like the 1 year rotation rule. But I'm not like gung-ho about it. So I don't know how you feel about it, D.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds kind of crazy that your spot will be on the line after like years of being in the league. So I don't know if I'd be necessarily like last year in one of my leagues, like the point you bring up about injuries, like in another league I was in, this has had to be the worst luck in the history of fantasy. Like I lost like 3 starting quarterbacks. I started Tua like both of the games that he basically died.
Damn.
And like I forget what other quarterback I had that I lost. And then I had I think who got injured. The running back on the Broncos got injured. It was just like a crazy, ridiculous, like once in a lifetime luck. So yeah, that can't happen. Like regardless, I was updating my team every week. I was putting people in good positions that I thought were gonna ball, and like So
did you come in last though?
I think so. I gotta check.
But so there's 2 questions. 1, did you come in last? And 2, is there a consolation bracket?
If there wasn't. I stopped. I just stopped after the playoffs. Like I was like, I'll set my roster for the regular season, but after that, I'm good. Like so. But no, I mean, I don't think we should have that. I'll probably vote against that rule.
Because the other option is just like willingly leave. So that seems to be what the majority are favoring. I like the competitiveness. Like, hey, you had a bad year, bro. My bad. Like that's my mentality. But like, I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I think there was another voting topic too. I mean, Julian put out some topics. Like, I'm trying to get a trophy for the league, bro.
I would be down to go to full PPR, but I don't know.
Ooh, wow. Damn, D out here getting spicy. The full PPR.
I mean, why not? Honestly. Like half PPR is fine, but like I see both sides of it, arguments against it, but
shit. Julian put up a new damn, Julian put up polls. Oh wow. He put up polls last night. Wow. Okay, so now
somebody has to invite me. to that group. My Facebook got hacked, so I have a new page. So I'm not even getting those notifications.
Oh, damn. Okay. Because Julian just posted like a vote for the bench versus IR poll. So keep the number of bench spots IR as is. That's what we have at 51%. And then add one bench spot, add one IR spot. And okay, thank you. I was like, what the hell is the context? So for context, we have 5 bench and 1 IR. Oh, wow. The Yahoo standard is actually 6 bench and 2 IR. I didn't know that was the standard.
I said it.
But I think they also do 1 flex instead of 2. So, damn. Wow. Most people want to keep it the same. And then the next topic is the kickers poll. Keep things as they are. I'm definitely keeping. Come on, man.
I'm good with getting rid of the kicker.
So yeah, so Julian has keep things as they are, change in parentheses, change terrifies me.
Right.
And the other option is get rid of kickers. I love growth. So it's like, come on, bro. But 58% right now of the 6 votes have voted for keep it as it is. Why do y'all want it? Yo, kickers are ill, bro. Kickers are like,
there's no skill. There's no skill with kickers.
Wow.
Kickers aren't football players.
Wow. You're saying homie on the Baltimore team doesn't have skill?
Yeah,
who? I mean, he's a once in a lifetime. Like, so basically, if you don't get him, then what?
What's his name again?
Tucker.
You got the dude from the Bengals. You got
there's
from
like
the Chiefs.
It's like tight ends, low key. Like you got a handful of kickers, and then everybody like you gotta draft the
drop off. Right, it's like 4 or 5 good ones.
You might some people get them in the 10th. You gotta,
just like some people in the mock draft be going in the 8th, 7th.
I know, yeah. I've seen that in PLS.
I don't even draft a kicker. I don't draft.
I kind of agree with that, honestly.
That'll
my
be
last 2 picks are always kicker and defense. Last 2 picks.
Have I voted for these? So I actually like this next one. And I gotta drop soon. Let me tell these guys. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta jump soon.
So I'll just go through. Okay, hold on. Let me tell them. Give me a few minutes. Okay. So the other ones we'll just quickly go through. Highest point total payout. I actually like this one. I'm gonna vote yes for this. He said keep the high point pay total 150, or he didn't include the other option, man. He said keep it 150 or use it elsewhere. So he was saying like, oh wow, 75 more to second and third, or 75 more to first and second. He mentioned a different option which required up in the payment of the league though to 175, where he did weekly highest point total payout, which is what I like the best.
I can fuck with that, honestly.
Right. Can we?
What's the weekly payout though? Like
I think
$25
or 50, which will be light. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
You said 25 or 50?
Yeah, he didn't say in detail, but that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, and hell yeah, that would be ill. Like if you're like a 6-18 that just has mad bad luck, but you had a couple of great weeks, you could do that.
Right. You're 6-18, but you had third highest points total. You know what I mean?
Or if you could have a fucking Patriots 08 season and just completely force it and win all the bread.
Damn, yeah, I'm not gonna vote on that yet. I don't want to keep it the same. I don't want to use it elsewhere. And then the next one is the waiver system. Wow. Keep the current waiver system, or use the FOB waiver system, allowing everyone to have
5 votes for that.
I like the FAB idea.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
FAB. You basically, how bad do you everybody is given like, let's say $100 right at the beginning of the season, and each waiver period, instead of having waiver priority, you bet a certain amount of that $100. It's basically how bad do you want this guy? So
but you run out of that throughout the course of the season, or no?
So you run out. So that's what makes it so like strategic. You got to be really strategic about how you use it. you know. So that's I think I did it last year for the first time.
Oh, really?
In one league, but like I was kind of skeptical of it, but I like it. I fuck with it.
Damn.
How was it for you getting like free,
that happened to be the league where I had all those injuries, so it didn't really matter to me that much. But like going forward, I would do it because it really makes you have to make a decision. You know,
I like being the waiver wire rat though. That's one of my skills. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, that doesn't change.
Oh, it doesn't?
You can still be up at 3-4 in the morning and add players, but these are for like the top. These are for like, you know,
Zeke beat out who's getting Tony Pollard type of deal. Yeah. Maybe like not recently, but in years prior, who's getting the handcuff who you know has potential. Yeah.
Because even when you're on the waiver wire, those players you can't select because they're already, you know, they're being claimed. So that part of it doesn't change. You can still add and drop dudes that aren't on waivers.
All right, if that's the case, I'm sold on Fob. I'm gonna vote for that one. I just want to see a different option for the highest point total, but I like some of these he's proposed. So what do you think on the bench spot? Last one, D. What do you think about the bench spot? You want to keep it the same or add like?
What is it? Are we saying to add or get rid of?
So it's either keep it the same, add one bench spot, or add one IR spot.
I mean, I guess maybe add a IR spot, but if not, I'm fine with how it is. I don't think that's like a pressing thing.
I gotta look that one up. Yeah, I gotta think that one over, I should say. Because like IR spots, you can't have someone on the IR unless they're hurt, right? So that's like completely.
Yeah, they have to be injured,
and they have to be listed as IR, right? They can't
they just have to be listed as out. Like a player could just be, you know, I hurt my ankle, and then they're out for the game. Now you got 2 players on IR. You can add them. But the thing about a second bench spot is like you need talent in the league. Like we have a 12-team league. If we were a 10-team league, I would be all for another bench spot. Yeah, give me another bench spot. 10-team, 12-team league, bro. Look at all the freaking players on the waiver, man. Like, ain't nobody worth rostering. I'd rather have another IR spot. You know what I'm saying? That's just for me. You know what I mean?
You already voted on this one.
I'm the only one that voted for the IR spot.
I actually just voted for IR spot too. So now it's kind of
it makes more sense based on our league. Like if we were a 10-team league, yeah, give me another bench spot.
Yeah, the votes for the options are 3, 2, and 2 right now. So this one's gonna come down to the wire. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, man. This was a good episode. Appreciate y'all jumping on. I know Rick lost service at a point, but that was another episode of Sports and Layers. We will catch y'all next week. Hope y'all have a good one. Peace.
All right, y'all. Yes, sir. Peace out.